Hey anglers, thanks for tuning in. This video will be dedicated to Lake Havasu. I went through information, data, and condensed it down into a little video format for you here, so you have an idea of what to use and where to go. So Lake Havasu is 26 miles long and about 2 miles wide at its widest point, and it's about 192 miles away from Phoenix. Lake Havasu is known for partying, but it has exploded as a place to fish and ranked in the top 100 areas each year. There are many species in the lake, but we'll focus on the largemouth and the smallmouth. The lake is broken out really into three sections: the upper river, mid-lake, and the lower lake, and all best to use a boat or kayak to access these areas. The water at Lake Havasu is extremely clear and sometimes requires using light line and smaller artificials to get the bite. The water temperature, like all lakes, varies throughout the year and can make the bass move based on what time of year. And as a general rule, but not absolute, the fish are shallow in the spring for the spawn, go deeper in summer to escape the heat, come back up in the fall, and then go even deeper in the wintertime. The water temperature at Havasu ranges from low 50s in the winter all the way up to the mid 80s and sometimes a little higher in the summer. What to look for when finding the fish? Look for docks, coves, points, rock piles, canyon walls, color breaks, reefs, and creek channels. Then, of course, reeds, weedy areas, and knockdown trees are fantastic as well. Now, for spawning fish, largemouth usually start in February, and April being the peak month. Look for reeds, weed beds, and in shallow areas. Check the Bill Williams River arm and the Topwater marsh areas. Those are really good. Smallmouth spawn a little later, it seems, from the middle of March to early May. Rocky areas and boulder banks seem to be the preference for smallies. Good areas are the Parker Dam, Copper Canyon, and Castle Rock. In post-spawn, they move to deeper water and try to locate structure to recover and look for food. The lake has a lot of man-made structures that were placed in the lake. Also look for trees, drop-offs, and ledges. Bait fish love structure, and bass love bait fish. The south side of the lake can be good for post-spawn bass on primary points as well. Underwater trees by the Colorado River Inlet and the Bill Williams River arm are also good. When summer rolls around, the bass start mainly eating these items: bluegill, shad, crawdads, and frogs. Here's some baits to try as summer moves in: the artificial frog for reeds and vegetation areas. Try a swim bait in open water for deeper suspended fish. Use crankbaits. Those can be great around rocky points and color breaks. And then obviously plastics work everywhere. Weightless Senkos, drop shots, Neds are all good. Good places to try in the summer are the Tire Reef, the Sandbar, and Cattail Cove. Now let's listen to what some pros have said at Havasu. Pro number 1. I would fish inside grass and go outside and fish habitat and structure. Both worked going back and forth to each. Worked each area until it was bid out, then I'd go back to that area. I used many different plugs and also a Yamamoto Speed Senko. Pro number 2. I tracked these little areas like small hot zones. I used my live imaging, although it's hard to make out fish sometimes because there's so many different kinds, but I ended up making the right cast to the right fish to get the big ones. Caught some on a money crankbait and Yamamoto Senko and green pumpkin. Pro number 3. I found fish on points, some spawning fish and some post-spawn. I used a Kitech swim bait in Sexy Shad, a drop shot with a straight tail roboworm in MM3 color, Margarita Mutilator. Pro number 4. I was targeting sight fish and also fish on wood in or out of the water. Used a straight tail roboworm in MM3 color for 80% of my fish. Pro number 5, I would put the boat super shallow and flip frogs. I used a Spro Bronze Eye 65 and green pumpkin. So you can see there are many different ways to catch them at Lake Havasu. Everyone has a different style and strength. but definitely start with the basics: what time of year, what the water temp is, Are the fish in spawn or post spawn? Is it fall or winter, etc.? Do all your homework up front and have a good plan going in to be more successful. Also, the more casts you make, the better chance you're going to have at catching fish. It also becomes a number game. Here are some other areas to catch fish: Three Dunes Point, Bass Isle, Skiers Island, Mesquite Cove, Whipple Bay, Steamboat Cove. And here's a couple more lures for you that the pros like: Young Dingers in Green, Berkeley Choppos, Strike King Rage Bugs, and the Rapala Ned Crush City. And here's a really nice smallmouth I bagged on my kayak. It was a really good fish. But hey, let's take a look at the map at Lake Havasu. So what I did here is I took a red dot and I highlighted the main areas that I talked about in the video. I'm not going to name them here, but you can go and search it on the map and put the name to the dot so you guys can see where the hot spots are. And hey, look, this is just a starting point. This lake is full of fish and they're everywhere, but I really hope this information helps you, and thank you so much for watching. I'm going to do a series called Lures and Locations, and I'm going to try to do a lake a week if I can. That's pretty aggressive, but I'm going to try. Hey, thanks so much, and God bless.